Yeah. Okay, so first intro. We're not gonna do an intro, right? Because I believe this is a Christmas edition. But however, for our fans, for our followers, welcome to Inside the Bucks. Mjalo phela by Zalin. Welcome to Inside the Bucks Chats. The Christmas holiday edition of analyzing our season as Orlando Pirates. Yeah. Uh, Kajiko Sere, jersey number 10, one or two. And also, this guy, like, as I wanna have read analysis. I don't know why I peak. And forever present, Director Mujela. Gents, how are you guys?
Yeah,
None
good and
quick,
you, bruh.
man. Hope you're grand now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
during the holidays thus far.
Yeah. Too
Ah,
hot.
very good.
Too hot. Too hot. It's too hot, eh?
Hey, Mara,
But
it's,
you,
it's, it's,
but
it's,
you can never rest in football again.
yeah, true. But it's kind of lonely, like, knowing how, like, there's no local football now. It's international break. We're only gonna be surviving watching national teams. By now, we know like we would have played maybe sometime during the week. Or maybe Kachi or Kasani may play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unusual. It's
For me,
unusual feeling, but I will get used to.
it's a smart one because guess it's whenever it's only furing. Yeah, we're having the big ones coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
The Afcon. So yeah, I think we are okay. Football wise, we are okay. We will be having one of the smartest festive season.
you reckon? Yeah. While you're on there, right? We might as well start our talking points. Um, I don't know. For the first time in how many years now? Ever since Manchester United has been winning the league,
I think it's
we we
eight,
we we
eight
are,
and
we are going to the Christmas.
mm.
Yeah, Rafika Mahara number one. Like, how's the feeling?
uh there's signs, there's always signs when you're doing something, yeah. So this one is a true reflection of how our technical team is it aiming this season? Because if you can check, like you just said, sorry, it's been a while as Pirates fans or as Pirates Football Club going to a festive season, being on top of the league. So I think we are in a good side heading towards the end of the season. Maybe it's one of the big signs that should let us know that we are going for the big one this season.
Jello for you?
Yeah, yeah. Now I think, to be honest, for now, Orebeko number one, it doesn't matter that much. What is matters that much is gonna be in June, like June, May. That's where, because Gnana disparately we need the league. Um, and then so far so good. We started badly, but well, it's understandable because of the new coach, new players. Um, like almost 90% of those players who just signed, they went straight to starting lineup. So, but with the achievements we had, I think it shows we have a lot of quality in the team because they adjusted very quickly.
Yeah. But now, don't you think, Hore, like us being, in as much as you will say, Hore, for you, it doesn't matter that much that we are number one currently. But don't you think, Hore, like psychologically wise, it gives the boys that oomph, yeah, Hore, like, hey, you know what? Normally by this time of the season, we are either number two or somewhere ko tlasenyana there. But now we are on the right track, meaning hore, like you said, we've signed a lot of players. Now it's nothing hore, like if we can be at the summit of half of the season, meaning now it is possible for us to even go till end of May, where now we can be declared as champions of Betway Premiership.
Yeah, even though remember, everything now it will depend from how we respond in the second round, because I think that's the most toughest half of the season, because everyone fight for his life. Everyone will be fighting champions to be champion, others relegation. So it will be different from now. But with the quality of the team we have, like as I mentioned before, that how the boys adjusted very quickly. Yeah, there was the signs that we're really going to win the league this season. But let's take step by step. But definitely the signs are there. But what matters the most is the league. For now, we can go to Christmas break being number one, end up not winning the league. So you see, yeah, it's
But it's similar. It's similar to last season. I think first 7 games we won all of them, didn't
yes,
and people
first
were
seven
like, "Yeah,
games.
no, we are promising," or like, "Ah, this season is going to be a season."
Yeah,
And but now us doing the health check of the team, like first two games, you know what happened? Like for you, like after seeing whatever that you saw first 2 games, like what was going through your mind in terms of like the team that we have? Because now it was practically a new system change, a lot of new players coming in, a new coach. First 2 games, people started pressing panic buttons. Like for you, like how was like the first 2 games in your analysis in terms of like the team that we have, the kind of coach that we have, the type of style the coach trying to introduce. Now coming back from us being semi-finalists are careful, being on the final of Nedbank winning the MTN.
yeah, but I think it was just normal for to panic. Like remember, our coach came in a situation where nobody knew him or nobody trusted him. Like he didn't came as a big coach. Like
Because the
so,
coach room.
yes, because it came as a surprise because we expected a very big coach from Europe or maybe in the local. But remember that guy just came in half a season from Marumo,
Mm-mm.
so we couldn't clearly judge him how good he is. But even though you saw big team struggled there in Bloemfontein, even in
Yeah.
Orlando, got the semi-finals, Nedbank, I think we struggled. He gave us tough time, but it was just normal for us to panic because remember when you expected someone else and then they bring someone else, and then that's where we start. No, Mara, this guy made the mistake from the beginning, but that guy connected himself and then connect with the players, and then I think now he's in the right track.
But now, when you say expected someone, who are you expecting outside of what? Because it sounds like you were expecting someone. I don't know.
Yeah, as you know, the media was pushing us like Rulani is in talk, and then also we expected a surprise from Koza since he surprised us, Jose Rivero from nowhere. So I think the chairman knows how to play his cards. So, but so far so good. But I had always been having confidence in that guy since he played in Europe, and then you know how to manage in such level. So so far so good. I'm so happy with this progress. But even though still, I think there's some element that we're missing in our games. But it's understandable because it's still new, still understanding Pirates way. And it's very difficult to be in Pirates seat because you know being Pirates playing against every lower team is going to be very difficult. But usually those smaller games we don't win them. But positive is this season, every small team we win. We win those kind of games.
But now, because you said for like for people to press a panic button is because of like everything was unfamiliar because the new coach like even the player that they were booing now is going to AFCON. So now my chat is that for like but like what made people to press panic button outside of that because of like even in those games that we've lost those 2 games it's not that we lost them because we were poor. We lost them because I believe because of like we were not converting our chances because we were creating a lot of chances.
Yes, yes. Since it was about firstly the coach was never trusted. Remember, because of the and it's same thing happened with Jose Rivero. We were questioning ourselves, who's this guy? And then fortunately, and he hit the ground running. The difference with him, with Ouaddou now, is Ouaddou started with 2 setbacks. That's where, and then we started, no, man. Honestly, we didn't even expect this guy. And then now, see what he's doing. Because, to be honest, to set the record straight, everybody was expecting Rulani or any other big coach.
But you know what's funny? It's that um people were saying you can't do an overhaul change. Why? Yes, we understand that we bought new players. The players need to play and whatnot, right? But why do the hell? But at the same time, here's the thing. Like, people were saying like, but like Jose only had one starting lineup, right? But now the coach was trying to introduce something that is different, a different flavor that we didn't have. Because you spoke about how like last season, what we're struggling with most of the time is we would lose games that we're not supposed to lose. You know your midweek games. That's about Tuesday, they're like playing against Borachas Bay, playing against all these teams that are playing low block. We couldn't win those games. But this season, like with the kind of, and I love the term that coach I very exciting. Like we don't have substitute, we have impact players. Because now no one knows what is our starting lineup. In honestly,
Exactly.
because this week you will think, oh no, police is gonna start. No, police next week is on the bench, come as an impact. The other time, Kibore and so forth.
You know, the difference is if you can go even back to 2017-18 season when we signed Micho. He
Yeah,
started by changing the whole team. But that one, it was understandable because remember, we came from a poor season, even where we couldn't even qualify for top 8. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
for this one, also one of the thing people must panic. The way coach he approached by changing almost the entire starting 11 and to start his own philosophy. I think that was one of the reasons why maybe people started thinking, no, we had a bad coach. Sometimes it can work, sometimes it might not work. You can even go and look at Liverpool. They sold almost every player that was starting last season, and then now they're starting to pay back to them because uh, it depends. Even if the player that you're bringing in as on the same level of the one that we were playing last season, or they're even bigger players than the one we had last season. So it was about that question.
But was it a fair criticism though?
Sorry.
Was it a fair criticism to or like people were saying, or like, no, you can't change the entire team and everything like that.
Yeah, honestly, even the coach Lena, you saw it that he changed the team too early. Maybe I think he did that because he went to preseason with the guys. He didn't find the team in the midway season, or he started them go preseason. So maybe he thought go preseason, the players already adapted to his philosophy. But even though, as you said, or no, we were not bad. We were just unfortunate. There's
Yeah.
some game Molorong you just need a lucky. Even us, there's games Molorong I believe we were lucky to win them. So that's how football sometimes is about.
Yeah, yeah. Ish, I'm trying to bring Makola back, Mara Are, his network is what. Yeah, but like thus far, like first 2 games we're not doing well. The third game now things start to change. Like, and I think that's when the coach, because of a lot of people were starting to press panic buttons because Bombata we're not playing and all that. But also what I can commend our coach for what he did, it's the fact that like in as much as people were panicking, he stuck to his guns, right? By saying, okay, cool, let me not do that wholesome change altogether, but just a little of blending in there and there. because looking at the likes of Mokola were not there, both team had left and all that. And then I'm glad that other players like Moses Ndule, they raised their hands because of like that's when now also that's why I'm saying I want to commend him for sticking to his gun in terms of like saying or like, but guys, for me, I believe I came here because of like last season we did well as a team, but like we couldn't penetrate a certain level, which I think we are doing. It was just unfortunate that like we got knocked out of the CAF Champions League because of like dark arts of playing CAF because
Yeah,
those that I believe the things that made us to go out is things that are outside of football because we scored goals the other side but they were denied. But it's unfortunate that we don't have footage of that. But now also yeah, third game going forward, things started to change. Like when were you like I wanna know like were you optimistic or like how we started? Now third game things are starting to change, and then knowing those other ones, they're a point collecting machine, but we wanted they had their own problems. So I think it was like we were blessed in an essence, or like in as much as we didn't start well, no one else in the league was doing great for them to be far ahead because we started bad, but look at us now.
yeah. I think, and funny enough, the first two games that we lost, I think we played better than game number 3 and 4 that we won.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we were just unfortunate. We just needed that win. As you can remember, the game we played against Stellenbosch, the game we played against Opit, I think we struggled. We struggled, and also, I think the coach just wanted to win those games. So that remember the pressure was coming. Our neighbors were making noise, and our neighbors were winning games. Then that's I think coach that's where we just wanted to win a game, and then just to lower this noise because it was too much for him. And then remember in Orlando when the fans are calling for your head, you know what's happening. So we nearly lost a very good coach.
yeah. True. Because also, a player like Murray was booed. Hey, that was not nice, though.
Yeah, it's about the trust. When you come to Pirates as a coach or as a player, more especially if they don't know you or they don't trust you, you need to work hard to win their heart because it's not easy. You might end up seeing a police came to Pirates, well known, even when he had poor game, but someone will just be happy for him. But
Yeah, yeah.
someone like Muremi, when he has bad game, yeah, someone will ask, "Fella, why you guy this guy?" So it's about that.
But no, while we're on that topic, right? Do you think for like Orlando Pirates will go back and then fetch Mashilwane back? With the rumors now that are coming over, like we might sign Tabang Matuluri.
No, but I don't really like to criticize players, but I think the signing the right back, Mashilwan, it was premature, man. I think he's still young, and then they bring him to the team very early. I think he's a player that must go through loans little bit so that he can strengthen himself because I think still by this moment he's still weak. So it's not a player
But
who
like
really
now from the little that I saw from him during while I was still watching Nakulam Fanakasa Lala Baraking that was sold.
Baroque.
No, JDR. Mfanaka Lala JDR. So I used to see like Bumashilo Lala, where they go rock and everything like that. I was like, he's very decent. He's a good player. And then also, I think maybe Pirate they had in mind they were like, okay, they see a potential in him, right? And then also looking at how we got knocked out, got CAF Champions League. I mean, look at Fiston Meyer. What had a ball in between those two defenders? Between it was two between Bogazi and Sivisi,
Basok.
right? And then
Yeah.
also, yeah, and then also looking at all our right backs are not on the higher side. They are a bit shorter.
Yes.
Kwanzaa. So I was thinking more like probably when they signed Mashiach, they saw a potential in him. Well, okay, cool. This guy can give us something. Well, I haven't seen him proper offensively wise. But now defensive wise, I think he's grand because he's a lot of criticism to go Pirates. It was because of like he's not pushing much, and then also the bullets are high, like Nilsafiti and all that. But for me, I think they were looking at that thing about like it's we're gonna have a right back that is on the height side, it's most similar height as Bonta and all that. So I think it was augur well for us had he like cemented his place. So as I feel the like police and everything like that. I think it was going to augur well for us to have a player now from the height perspective. Yeah, for me, it's that whole like most of the time. Level how we drew that game. I don't know which team it was. It was. Nakola Makopa. I got like a penalty. We draw that game because of but actually a long ball, which most of the time we fail to defend the long ball set pieces. And then I believe like we're having a player like Mashilwani, Nda, anything. Early wise, I think we're gonna be okay. So my thing was like you said, were like it was premature, but now it being premature, there's a chance or like they can Bamavise altogether. But do you think or like they should still keep him? Maybe like what's Kukuna right now, ne? Or which
Yes.
team is he playing for? Yeah, do you think or
Cocoon.
like he should still be loaned?
From then, I never followed Cocoon, and I don't know how she's progressed. But also, I don't think as a defender, height sometimes is important. It might be that day because if you can look, players like former players like Lucas Twala, they were short, but they were winning every battles. Players like Thiago Silva, players like Carlos Piol, they were short players, but they always compete. It's about how do you read the ball, how you connect yourself, how do you prepare yourself. So, but as for him, at this point in time, I really don't think we have a crisis on that position as Luizo raised his hands, and then we still have Dino van Rooyen. Also, we still have Ndozi. We still have Shandu. Yeah, I think for now, let him just go there and learn experience and get himself together so that he can come back strong.
Yeah, yeah. So now like moving forward, third, fourth game, tomorrow winner now, momentum start to pick up now. Now the coach is starting to bring back all those players Nanyagodi tester now within the winning momentum. Now players now the likes of Remy, now we start seeing them now starting to perform and everything like that. Now people are eating humble pie. A lot of people were eating a humble pie because he started performing because of like I think he was giving us something that we were missing in a player like Barkima Monopoly Saleh.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I think you are quite correct because we need a balance in our wingers like Mufukeng or Apollos will make you play, will give those defense very trouble, and then we need also a winger that will score goals. So like last season, Mufukeng will dribble all these players and then Nkota will finish you outside
Yeah.
of our strikers. So I think that's what the dimension that Muremi is bringing currently.
Yeah. But now, do you think because other people will say more like, hey, in as much as we do have the wingers, there's still one winger that we still need to bring, but not just an ordinary winger, someone that is a heavyweight. Do you think more like we need another right wing or another wing? It doesn't matter whether it's actually I think right wing, yes.
Yes, I think we still need like outside, maybe take out one, maybe let me say Moremi. Then you are left with a police and Mfuke. And then if something
Back to
happens
square
with
one
him,
at the half. Yes.
then and also I don't think like player like Sibili is giving us what we expect from him from us playing as a right wing. Unless it's a right back, yes, that's where he become powerhouse. So I think yeah, we still need to scout one a winger that's going to give us the energy going to next round.
But who do you think can we look at currently? Maybe within the PSL or maybe outside? I don't know.
Now within the PSL, there's still players. There's a player that I admire so much, Kelotso Makhalwa. You still have a player that is, I think, is a diamond. Just need to be polished there and there. Daniel Msandani from Marum is a player that is very dangerous. On the ball, on off the ball, aerially, he can score goals. I think he's someone who, if we want to win the league, we need players that will bring you miracles from nowhere.
But you see now, you saying that, right? I'm here sitting and thinking, I'm like, looking at the Carling Cup final, right? I was like, just number 12. When I zoom in, I'm like, what's this? And I'm like, but like, this performance really guy when he was there at Pirates, because how he was playing there, that's not how he was playing for Pirates. So it brings the question now, like, it's 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 like lottery. Like when you bring a player that is comfortable playing at a small team, and now you come into a big team that have a lot of expectations. You might not get it right the first 3 games. Now we start looking at the pressure, like no Mr. Guy demand kind of a thing. But do you think what like all the players that you are mentioning, do you think like they have? Cause remember on the previous episode that we used to do, I used to say what like Otarisa is a good player. I don't have anything against him, but I don't think he has the heart and the mental strength, attitude of playing for a big team. Because outside of you playing for a big team, your talent alone it's not gonna be enough. You need the heart, you need the good like nkani or like what, like I'm gonna do it because of like there's a lot that is expected out of you. So not every good player will succeed there. It takes over and above you being a good player and succeeding in all these big teams. But do you think those players they do have that mental strength, that character, that big boy who like what, like I can carry the team on my shoulder?
But no, I do agree with Lo and Aure. Atladis is a very good player, very very good player, and I don't think it's a player. When things are not going well, you can see him, but only when we are shining, that's where you can see him. But also, I don't think he has a fair chance for Pirates because the level of Saling, Mufukeng, and Nkota were too high. Moloring, he was not even trusted that he can do the job. But honestly, it's one player that also I don't believe we gave him fair chance. But it's not an excuse. But I think it's a player, Lauren. I don't think or Mufile fair chance. It's one of those unfortunate situations. Lauren, he was offloaded because, and Lauren, it was not gonna make sense if ever we keep him again while we sign player like Bosebelebele or Police. It will also gonna be a struggle for him.
And
So
mind
yeah,
you, we still have what's his name, Gilberto. How much I've had. After we loaned him, we didn't sell him, right? He was loaned.
no, he's still on loan, but his style of play, he can be a good player. Ne? I, as you know, we don't follow those leagues, Jago, Angola or something.
Angola, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think his style of play can suit Pirates because at Pirates you need a quicker wingers, who can cut, make square or dribble, get inside the 18 area and find space for himself. Mara, yeah, next player he likes to go wide, and then when you go wide, you already delayed our progress, so the opponent will regroup. So I don't think he's a player. Oloring is a good player. He can be a good player, but I don't think he's a player that is on Paris standard.
And Kimpedi, because they're still on loan.
No, Kunvit is still on loan, but with option to buy him. But I really don't think Kimwood will come back because it's very rare to find such a talent. I don't think maybe
Marodala leaking. Is it a Chinese or Japanese leaking? What league is this that is playing well?
no, he plays in Israel.
Oh, imagine Israel.
Yeah, but he's a player. I don't think the coach Rivero knows how to play him because I think he's a player. Whenever last we visit him, Marisbeck, he's a player that is giving us a sleepless nights because he
So
can
now,
remind us.
sorry. So my thing now, because you've mentioned, or like for example, a player like Utladisa, you believe like he was never given a fair chance, right? But do you think like if he was still there under this coach, do you think he was gonna get a fair chance?
No, remember, go team Ouaddou, there's a lot of players well for an example, player like Masindi. I think people just saw Masindi from who's this guy, and then coach gave him a fair chance, and he's performing very well. So, and then there is a lot of players well Lemuremi, same thing. Coach um, started him and then he fumbled there and there, but he came back again. So I think even like Outlet is the same situation. He was gonna be played and then produce his talent.
Okay,
So, but
but now, yeah, continue.
sorry,
Look, you can continue. Look, I catch you there.
no, I'm saying like Coach Wadu look like he trusts all his players, as he says, famously say he doesn't have subs. He have the impact players.
Impact players. Yeah.
Yes. So I think he believe in everybody. So because and he said it doesn't make sense to have 36 players and then only play 10 of them. So I believe he was gonna play.
But now, in some instances, right, especially as us as football supporters, sometimes we right? If you are a coach, you have a winning formula, right? The moment that you start fiddling by playing other people, people start saying, "What? But why messing with the winning formula?" Right? And the moment now it works, people are keeping quiet. But the moment that it starts not to work, they start questioning what like people didn't understand. Because remember the first season or two, people were saying Jose Rivero doesn't have a starting lineup because it was
Yes.
changing all the time. Up until he found his starting lineup, people were saying, well, like, but this guy has only one starting lineup. Because the moment that one or two players are off form, the team will not do well. And which was the case because of like, then if a player like Cabello, Masonganyo, whoever, they are not Omri, oh, really, they were not on song. They were not impact players because a lot of players were not playing. Their morale were down. Even if when you introduce, like the hands both like said, remember we were playing against Richards Bay when they were playing low block, Marabeta 1-0, right? Holland. I was so frustrated because of like they were putting them at a dying moment, and now it's very difficult for you as a player out and you're expected to do miracles. Not that time the team is not doing well. So my chat now, Corey, now the season progresses now, right? We're starting to do well, and in us doing well, we're doing well in an essence of we don't have a predictable starting 11, right? We have a mixture of these players and that players and these players. Now I'm thinking more like now, as us as fans, what goes through our mind now? Now we start seeing the results are starting coming now. And then also I think what gave us also the boost to also believe in the coach more is us winning the MTN 8. So now I want you to take me through what like now when we started winning now and then us winning at the same time, there's this introduction of these players, Bumbuli and all these possibility and so forth and so forth and so forth. Yeah.
Remember, as fans, ne, were different. Like
Yeah.
there's in a sense like there's a fan who will go to Orlando and then the team plays well and lose, but he still think these people are useless.
You see, because they're not expecting a result. Doesn't look at like how we lost, because it might be small margins.
Exactly. Because the let me take you from last season. I think I spoke in one of our previous episode that from for the first 7 games that we won, go Orlando under Jose Rivero. I think we're not convincing
Eh,
most of those games.
Repeatable 7. Hey, what? Eh, it's like, eh.
No, it was
And
before.
I remember, it was before. I remember you used to say, like, Rawina Mara, one day, but career. More, others, ball that we
Exactly.
play.
Because we keep on winning but not rectifying. And then
Mm-hmm.
football sometimes it will always come back to you.
Yeah, it will catch
So
up with you.
yeah, I will catch up with you in a longer run. So that's what's happening from last season, that we win the game, but we're not going back to the drawing board and rectify. We're just happy to win. So I think that's how I'm go this question you asking about the fans, or fans will always be different, or no, we want to win. Doesn't matter how we play. Even when we start from China to Mahopa score, there's some people who will never worry about that. But there's some people who will go to stadium and say no. But even when we lose, I want to see very good football. That's why teams outside level vets no super sport, they are no longer existing, because they believed in that high helicopter that is a football.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's catch up with them. So remember, playing good football also attracting the sponsors, viewership, and everything. So, but if you believe in such football of helicopter football, no football, it will never make sense for people to go and watch your team. Like, you see, so that's why as fans, we differ into understanding how football is operating,
Yeah.
because
But now,
you can, for a fact, you can for instance, Team Johnson level Bayern Munich and Man Cities. Those teams, you can beat them, but dominate you. The time they get rhythm, they manage to win 18 games in a row,
yeah.
because they they are they are not desperate for a win, but it's a structure. They believe in their structure. So Nano, I
So
believe
they win playing their system, they lose playing their system.
exactly. So that's how football is about.
Ah, but like you said, because I remember, I think it was Euro 2004 when Greece he win a Euro 2004. Nobody believed that Greece would win the Euro 2004, and then also nobody gave Zambia a chance to win AFCON. Was it 2012 or 13? When was it?
2012 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
but by the time of the course, no, you see what, like, sometimes I think that's where the business now clash with the philosophy of the coach, because now you'll be hired as a coach, as a ball playing coach. Do you think when a coach like Pep Guardiola, if we're to coach maybe a team like Southampton or Brentford, would you think he will still do well? Because of, like, there you would have a shoestring budget, for example, right? You can't get all those players that, because you want certain players that have that thing that, like, they can execute the idea that I have. Because now you'll be forced to play more, like, you know what, I need to play to survive. That, and then effective way of playing to survive, it's it's a given, you know, like, for you, a lot of teams that are afraid to play from the back or hodlal, they sit back, catch on account. Sit back, catch on
Get,
account. No, actually, we were saying, hold on, like, that's why, all like, you give an example about both sport and vets, they cease to exist because of the type of football that they play. But I was saying, hold on, like, sometimes, um, that's why business and football, they clash, because you might hire a ball playing coach that believes in, like, both tendons and all these kind of things. Like, those guys, if they were to have a team that is rich in getting you talent, you obviously, like, your profession, your skill, your expertise in tactics, it's over more than it would if you were to coach a player like Chipe. About Chipe United, there's no time for you to implement a football philosophy there. You are there to grind results so that the team can survive.
exactly. So, you were saying, like, if ever you bring a big coach to a lower level, but I agree. You must also remember there's a coach for a certain team.
Mm.
Yes, like for instance, I was listening to an interview where Peter Musimani saying he doesn't apply for a job.
He gets headhunted.
Yes, and then in that,
Another go for a CV.
yes, in that I assumed that when you go to him and say, I want to give you a job, then he will tell you whatever he wants. He will never take anything from you. You must just give him what he wants, in charge of the team, nothing else.
So do
So
you think coaches like that, bo Mangoba, bo Rulani, bo Pitso and all that, do you think maybe like during contractual talks they also do a squad audit bill or like, before I sign, I need to look at the assets that we have, the kind of players that we have, and then if we meet each other halfway in terms of like, okay, cool, what are your objectives in wanting to hire me? What are you expecting, right? And then also they give you their expectations, and you also can find sharp. Let's look at your expectations vis-a-vis what you have currently in the squad, and then you do a squad audit, and then you come back and say like, I think I need six more players of this caliber. And the kind of players that I think that we might need to boost our squad, it's X, Y, Z. Da, 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 da. So do you think that it's those kind of chats? It's not that thing you're like, Jupiter's Waga.
yeah, no, they do the audit. Like, I can take for instance the time Pito Alego go Ali Al Ahli.
Mm-mm.
He knew it or go Al Ahli. There is no need of fancy football. And then Pinto is that kind of a coach that knows how to win games. And then that's how Al Ahly has been winning Champions League. You can go to a record and go and check how they won those Champions League. So
But
it's about that.
don't you think what like these North African teams, in as much as they have these many Champions League cups, Mobona, but I believe they came. For example, dark arts of playing CAF Champions League, them following, them anti-football antics and whatnot. I believe for we were too so we were not playing CAF, we were playing football how we know it. We were not playing the competition, we were playing football how we know it. That is why like we came short in us winning Champions League. I mean now game mentioned as in SADC region.
Yes, I believe like that success of Al Ahly, uh, those successes they had, I think it's also damaged an African football because it's no longer no more about football, how you win,
Yeah.
like dirty tactics,
Mm.
poor football, and then
Intimidation.
intimidation, and then those kind of tricks. Then lot of teams across the Africa, 90% of them, then they took that direction. And then I see now, even here in SADC or in this southern African side, we also started doing those kind of things because it seems like it's how the African football is going to operate. Because it's no longer about football; it's about poor tactics, like
Yeah,
not
antics. Yeah.
ball boys being used also as one of the tactics of winning the game, wasting times, how you treat your opponent, how you. Because there's such a lot, and I think it's also starting to adapt um, those kind of tactics because of desperation of Champions League.
So now, while we're on that, coming back home, right? Also looking at how we played against Lupopo FC, right? Here at home, because we could see it live, right? So my thing, Kohore, how we played, like we were so yeah. Because I remember even when Apple scored that third goal. My thing, Kohore, like how did we lose that game called the RC Congo? Looking at how we played against these people, there's no football there. Also, looking at them playing against Sundowns, I'm like, there's no way.
No, it's a mental factor. I think the game plan got into some of our players, and then they were so affected. I don't think there's some goals that we considered. You could clearly see that is a lack of concentration, and then
Because
so I
of
think
these off the field antics.
yeah, all of those things like and then remember we still have a new team that maybe doesn't have an experience to such level like of taking such intimidation. but I think we responded. We could see our players were comfortable coming back home. So you could clearly see that there was a lot of intimidation, and also those kind of intimidation, they don't take them anywhere, like because sometimes those things, if you do them, you need to have quality also. Because you need to play, you need to believe in football. Because it doesn't matter how you lose. Either way or the other, they're not going to win Champions League with that kind of tricks of them or um, their game plans. So they
Yeah.
should just lose with learning. Because you must not just lose. But that's how African football is all about. But hopefully one day it will be fixed, and then everybody will enjoy to watch African Champions League.
Yeah. So now we find the season progresses. We were being kicked out of the Champions League. Some, because I think we're conflicted. Some were saying like, "Eh, how we got out," and you know that Mukoko thing became a thing now. Yeah, because like, yeah, that it had an impact on us. And but now hindsight, looking at it, right? Some say will say, or like on the brighter side of things, us getting out of the Champions League, it might be a blessing in disguise, which is still need to be proven end of the season. Or like it gives us a chance now to focus on the league entirely. So, and whatever domestic cups that we have, do you share the same sentiment? They are like, in as much as we are out, there's something that we can look forward to, which is something that is, I think, I don't know if I should say more important or second important as the Champions League. But yeah, to share the same sentiments, or like it might be a blessing in disguise, or like it gives us a chance now to focus on the league.
Yeah, remember up until I think the redemption from the boys from exit that Champions League. Um, I think for them maybe winning the league, I think it will be the bigger redemption because it will it won't make sense for us to exit Champions League and not winning the league because by far we're just leading the table. We're not won the league yet, so you know about football. So, but I will also believe uh, the league has been eluding us. Like, I think as a big team like Pirates, we can't take about 13 years not winning the league. And we
Yeah.
can't be a big team that won 4 league titles since 1996. Because I think this season, I think we have a chance to win our league. And then also, and the most important thing about winning the league, you learn and then you becoming more experience. Even when we're going to compete next season in the Champions League, we'll be much prepared. And then that cloud that has been hanging there for the league also, it will be little bit lesser than that we are now. Because even though even if we progress to Champions League stage, group stage, or we still expected to win the league. So,
Okay.
but I think maybe it's a blessing in disguise, or maybe not. But
It's it's still yet to be proven.
I will only believe that makes sense when we win the league.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now we at the almost half of the semi of the league. Like we've won MTN 8, we've won Carling Cup. Like what's your take? Like do these cups like play any significant role, or is just cups that gives morale booster, or just like for fans to banter? But in the greater scheme of things, like winning these cups, like what what contribution does it do to the team?
No, it's bringing a very big impact to the team. Like it's bringing supporters to stadium. It brings confidence to the players that we won first two cups. Why not going for the next two cups? And then the fans are also believing we have a strong team. They will always remember when Orlando is full or everywhere Paris is playing is full. It's not easy for Paris to lose. So it brings a lot of energy, confidence. So I believe it's a very good thing that we started very well with the two cups, and then also the boys will still believe that we can. Also the supporters, we can still win and the treble, we can still win 4 cups in one season. And then also confidence for the boys, maybe to, it's very good to be in the East rooms.
Because we also made a history by winning 4-peat, M10, 8 times, 4 times in a row. I think, yeah, like you said, like, those are the kind of things also like they might play a significant role in also players and supporters because they bring you guys together, and also it gives players that thing how to like anyway you that moral booster like I man it is possible or one line.
Yes, yeah.
But
No,
now,
yeah, you can
yeah,
continue.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying that is very important so that the last thing that it must be done is we must take out that 1995 team out of the picture so that even this,
Build
um,
build a new history.
yeah, new history.
Yeah. Okay. Last point before we close. We are number one currently, and we are on a month-long break, which coming back January, it might either go sideways or we might continue. What do you think is gonna happen? Also looking at the fact that how like the core for our team, it's will be playing, and them coming back. What do you think will happen? Like, do you think we're still gonna continue the same momentum? Because it's not only us, it's all other 16 PSL teams. Do you think Hore, us coming back because of now, I think it gives a lot of teams a chance who to study us in terms of like, okay, these guys they did good for them to be number one. This is how they employ their tactics and everything. Do you think us coming back January, do you think we're gonna come back as the same team or we're gonna be I don't know, drop the ball? I don't know. What do you like?
No,
What's your take on that?
I really believe that Coach Ouaddou is a coach that pay into details because it's a coach that is always following the progress. And also, I really don't think the core of the team went to Morocco because we still have players like Bo Masindi, Bo Makaola there, Bo Olisanda.
Maskenduli,
Yes, all those players, I think they will recover, they will regain the energy. Those one, they will just be a plus when they come back. But to be honest, I believe the way I look into how our coaches operate, I think we're going to be even more dangerous than we were this current year. Because I think it will be much better coming to second half of the season. I think the players they're gonna have the camp and then they're gonna fix, improve whenever I think they need to improve. I think I still believe also that coming second round of the season will be unstoppable.
yeah, ish. I think we've spoken, and I don't think we've covered enough. But like, yeah, yeah, we'll continue the chat on the next episode. Yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. Please keep sharing, liking, subscribing, and I think with this new format that we found now, we don't need to be at the stadium for us to record. Thanks to technology, I think we embracing this thing so that we give you guys videos all the time. Don't have too many gaps in us not having videos. But yeah, man, thanks for liking, subscribing, please sharing our videos, following us on our socials, inside the Bucs Chats, from me, to director, and unfortunately Magula left us because of network connectivity, but we'll sort it out, and we're still gonna have other people joining us, the likes of Avon Pohoza, and yeah, the likes. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode, and good luck to Bafana Bafana on Monday when they play against Angola.
I'm going.
Shap shap.